Welcome, welcome, everyone.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk about siblings again, but the difference with siblings who have a sibling with disabilities who is identifiable, like my son who has Down syndrome, people can clearly identify him as having Down syndrome, compared to somebody who may have a sibling who has autism.
An invisible disability. A lot of people will struggle to be accepting with a person who looks typical but behaves in an atypical fashion. They may cover their ears or have stereotypic behaviors like this. This talking with my hands thing has gotten out of hand. Oh, waka waka.
Or like my son who has Down syndrome, one time we were in the grocery store and some man decided to touch him and he went, "Ugh." But my son is very identifiable that he has Down syndrome, so I don't really get much backlash from that behavior because people can clearly see that he has a disability.
But now imagine if he looked typical,
Right.
that man would think, what is wrong with you?
Right.
Well,
not that people should be touching other people's children
please
anyway.
don't.
Yeah,
Please just don't touch
not
strangers.
appropriate.
It's not. It leads to problems.
Yes.
Don't do it. But one of the things that they talked about in an article from the Parents League was the stress on siblings when they have a sibling or a family member that has one of those invisible disabilities like autism, like severe ADHD, mental health issues, and how that it can be really challenging for them to even really understand the disability or how to deal with it or how to deal with other people in relation to that sibling with disabilities. So it can be extremely stressful, it can be anxiety producing, embarrassing, and one of the suggestions from the article in the Parents League, which really touched my heart, was that they said just keep open communication. Just constantly be talking to your children, listen to them about their feelings, their questions, their concerns. You'd be surprised at the deep level of concern that siblings have for each other. They may fuss and fight and poke at each other, but underneath that is a deep foundation of love.
Absolutely. It's very important to talk to your children about their siblings' disability, be open to questions. Even like if my son asks, why am I not disciplining his brother? Why doesn't he get the same punishment? I explained to him that his brother developmentally is not his biological age, and I have to discipline him at his developmental age because it would serve no purpose to punish him like a 14-year-old when say he acts like an 8-year-old. It's just not going to benefit in helping change the behavior. So having those extra few words and those extra few sentences with your typical developing child goes a long way. That way they can understand because they're going through their own development, so depending on what stage of development they're in, they may not put all of that together because their brains are still developing. So they may just see it as unfairness and not see the whole picture. So sometimes we have to fill in that for our typical developing children.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And another important suggestion that they made was to keep them up on what's happening with their sibling. So if their sibling is going through some challenging behaviors, don't shield them from it. But you're going to absolutely keep them safe, but you're going to bring them into the conversation when there has to be like a family decision about how to deal with the situation, either a health situation, a behavioral situation, or even where you're going to go for summer camp. Some siblings may want their sibling with disabilities with them so they can watch out for them. Some siblings of people with disabilities may want to take a couple weeks off. Right. And be liberated from the burden of,
I've always made sure, like my older son has had his own life, his own interest, his own friends. I've always given him that option, and what's right for him in his development and his growth, and what's
Right, which has helped him to develop into the great sibling that he is and the
Yes.
great kid that he is.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I think that's about it on this topic.
Absolutely.
All right.
As you know, as long as we're, that was the other suggestion, is address individual needs. Not every sibling of a child with a disability is going to have the same response. Some may want to pull them closer, some may want to push them away.
Right.
So listen. I think the most important thing that was brought up in that article was to keep the lines of communication open, and especially to listen to what the siblings are saying, how they're feeling, and what their concerns and worries are. So,
Absolutely. And if you like our content, don't forget to like our channel, share, hit the thumbs up, the subscribe button, so you'll get our great content and videos. And
absolutely. And if you want to drop some topics in the comments, let us know what you want to hear about.
absolutely.
We're happy to do the research. We're kind of nerds like that. We like that.
Yes.
And we love to talk to everybody and spread the word about how special it is to have people who are different around us and how they enrich our lives.
Absolutely. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bye, guys.